Hi, I'm Sophie, and today I have a huge birthday book haul for you. Now, it's the end of May, and my birthday was in March. So, this stack of books has been sitting on the floor for 2 months now. But I'm finally getting to filming this video. Let's dive into it. I have a stack of books that I got from my book besties, and then I have a stack of books that I got from my husband. I will do the one from my book besties first, and then end with the books that I got from my husband. I think there are like 2 books in the stack that I have now already read. I won't give you like a full review because both of them have been in a reading vlog together, so I will just link that video. I will just give you like my quick thoughts and my rating, because otherwise we will be here too long. So, first book I got is The Cruel Prince. I've read Book of Night by Holly Black. I had to think what the title was because I read the Dutch translation, and that is like her adult debut, and I enjoyed it. And The Cruel Prince is like one of the YA fantasy series that I kind of missed out on because there was this period where I studied literature and I read a lot of classics, but I didn't read a lot of YA. I want to try this one and see if I like it or not. I know it's fae, I know it's, I think, a little bit more romantic and enemies to lovers. I think that's all I know about it. But yeah, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, first book. And we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm a big Taylor Jenkins Reid fan. I've read a few of her more recent releases, like her more historical works. I've read Daisy Jones and the Six, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Carrie Soto is Back, and Atmosphere. Loved all of them. Were all like 4 stars or 4.5 stars, 5 stars in that realm. So I want to try her backlist. I actually have never read anything from her more like romance forward books, and One True Loves is the one that interests me the most based on the synopsis. I haven't watched the movie yet because I want to read the book first. I know this is about a woman who loses her husband. I think he's in a plane crash and they never find his body, but he's assumed dead. And then years later, she moves on and builds a life with, I think, like someone from her childhood or like a friend she knew. I don't really know. But then her husband shows up and turns out he isn't actually dead. So what does she do now? She has moved on. She remarried this new guy, I think. And I'm really interested in this one. It's quite a unique concept. Just excited to try something from her backlist and see how her writing has evolved. If I also like her older work. If I like this one, I will probably read her entire backlist. So that's the second one. Then we have YA Dystopian with Scythe. This is like a very much praised YA dystopian series that I haven't read yet. And I'm really interested in it. This is a world where humanity has reached like immortality, but then there are these sites that kill people to control population. That's really all I know about it. I'm not reading like the synopsis of these books, just give you like quick thoughts, like the things I know about them, which isn't a lot, but yeah. So dystopian, I'm really excited about it. We have The Geographer's Map to Romance by India Halton. This is the sequel to The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, which I read earlier this year and really enjoyed. So I want to continue the series. This is like interconnected standalones of like cozy romantasy. The first one was about 2 rival ornithologists, and I think the geographer in this one is the cousin of the male lead of the first book, and that's really all I know about it. So I just want to continue the series. I don't even know what kind of romance this one is. And the third one came out, I think, a few months ago. I don't own that one yet, but if I like this one, I will probably also read the third one. Next up, we have quite a thick book, Heat of the Everflame by Ben Crowell. This is the 3rd book in the Kindred's Curse saga. I read Spark of the Everflame in January, and it was quite a success. I really enjoyed it. And I wanted the rest of the series because last week I went to Rare Berlin and I met Pankol and I got my books signed. So I've actually only read the first book because I wanted to read more authors before the event happened. But now I really want to get back to this series, read Glow of the Everflame and then Heat of the Everflame. This is slow burn romantasy, really, really slow burn. I haven't read a lot of slow burn romantasy that actually deserve the title slow burn, but this one really does. And the world was intriguing, the fantasy plot is good. It's a really good blend of fantasy and romance, so I'm very excited to continue this series. Bully by Penelope Douglas. I've read Punk 57 a few years ago by Penelope Douglas, and I was actually quite surprised by how much I liked it. I thought that I might end up hating it. So now I'm collecting quite a few of her books to try. I have Tristix Venom and Birthday Girl also on my TBR, and Bully is her debut, I think. Not sure. I think it's her first book. And this is a series, and obviously it's dark romance and bully romance, and that's all I know about it. I think it's high school, or is it university? I don't even know that. Yeah. Bully by Penelope Douglas. Now we have one of the books that I've already read, which is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I had quite a few T. Kingfisher books on my wish list, and that was the list my book besties picked books from, because I read A House with Good Bones, which is a horror book by her, and I really loved that one. So I wanted to try it more. So Paladin's Grace is quite different. It's cozy romantasy, I would say. I gave this one 3.5 stars. Didn't like it as much as House with Good Bones, but do want to continue on with the series. You also have a mystery plotline in this that doesn't quite get resolved in the first book. I really want to know what's going on there because that has some interesting magic going on, but I do know that the second book has a different couple. So I think they're each book has a different couple with another paladin finding his love. But I do think that the mystery and the fantasy plotline, that will continue throughout the series. Really love these covers, and I hope that I will like the second one a little bit more than I did this one, because the romance didn't quite vibe with me. Not that I hated it, I liked the characters, but I didn't really feel their chemistry. So if you want to know more about my reading experience with this one, I will link the vlog that I wrote this in the description box. And we have more dark romance with Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. I love these new covers. The previous ones I didn't really like, but these new ones, I think they're gorgeous. So this is the second book in the Wicked Villains series. I read Desperate Measures. That was another one that I was quite surprised by how much I loved it. So I want to continue this series. This is Disney villains. First one was Jasmine and Jafar, and this one is Hades, Megara, and Hercules. We already met Hades and Megara in the first book, but Hercules we haven't met yet, so I'm intrigued to see what that will do with their dynamic. These are very, very smutty, or the first one was very smutty. There's not a lot of plot in them, but I liked it. And Katie Robert, I feel like all her characters, or a lot of her characters, are some kind of queer, which I also really like. So Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert, also my TBR now. Then the other book I have already read, and it was in the same reading vlog as Paladin's Grace, is Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist by Ellie K. Mulford and K.L. Morrison. This is a cozy small town romance, paranormal romance, and it's set in this town where it's Halloween throughout the whole year. A lot of paranormal creatures live there. So it's a romance between a witch and a human. The witch already lives in the small town. The human moves into the small town. And the witch is being haunted by a ghost of her ex-girlfriend. And the ex-girlfriend is saying I won't leave until you move on and find someone else. So that was a really fun and unique concept of the ex-girlfriend haunting her. This also has a little bit of a mystery element to it. I gave this one 3.5 stars. Also, I quite enjoyed it. I think a little bit more than Paladin's Grace, but it was a little bit superficial, both the romance and the plot. I enjoyed it, and it was a fun and quick read. Fun palette cleanser, but a little bit superficial. So I will read the second one in this series because it's also like interconnected standalones. But I don't know if I will read the third one because that follows a side character that really annoyed me in this book. So I will like wait and see if I still dislike her in the second book and then decide if I want to read her romance or not, because the third book is like her love interest is a werewolf and I do really like werewolves, so we'll see. But this one 3.5 star, very cute, very quick palette cleanser, but like not a book I will think a lot about, I think. Another romance, a contemporary romance, and that's Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I read Life Chloe Brown earlier this year, really enjoyed it. That was a high 4-star for me. I already owned the second book in the series, haven't read it yet, but I didn't have the third book. So now I have the whole trilogy and I can continue reading it. And I do have to say that Eve Brown is the sister that I am most intrigued about. I really want to read her romance because I know she's neurodivergent. I also think that this is Grumpy Sunshine, I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about it. That's the thing with like, if I'm continuing a series, most of the time I don't know a lot about the sequels. If they're like interconnected standalones, I'm just like, okay, I like the first book, I want to continue. Don't really know the setup of this one. We have another paranormal small town romance. There's a bit of a theme here. And that's Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This will be my first Lila Sage book, so I haven't read her. It's called, the first book is Done and Dusted. It's a Rebel Blue Ranch series. I don't know, cowboy romance series. And I don't know if I want to read that series, but this one sounded way more interesting to me. I do think that the reviews are not that good as they were with her other series, but this is small town and the female lead can see ghosts, and I think she returns to her hometown. And that's really all I know. Rebel Blue Ranch, yeah, I was right. That's really all I know about this one. Like, small town, paranormal, she can see ghosts. That's all I need, and I really like this cover, so I hope I will enjoy this one. Maybe I will go back then and read the Cowboy Romance series by Lila Sage, but I'm not sure yet. Next up, we have another T. Kingfisher book, and this one is Nettle and Bone. I think this is more fantasy, not a horror, but like not romance like Paladin's Grace. And I do think that I will like this one more, or I hope that I will like it more, because it seems like it's a little bit darker. I don't know a lot about it, so I can't really tell you what it's about. I think that this is a demon chicken, but also not sure. I heard good things about it when it came out, but that's been a few years ago, so the plot's not fresh in my mind, but it's a T. Kingfisher that I want to give a try. This is How You Lose the Time War. This is more literary science fiction, I think. It's about two special agents, or like time agents. I think they correspond through letters and they also fall in love, but it's more literary. I know it's time travel and it's one that gets a lot of great reviews. It's also a short one, and I don't know if I will like it or not. It's on my TBR now. I think it's sapphic, but I'm not sure about that. Then we have Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. I read Bury Your Gaze by him, I think last year or the year before. Not sure anymore. And I really, really love that one. I know he's written like weird erotica. Really interested in reading that, but his horror work I'm really interested in. So this is his latest release, I think, and it's about like this day where like an unthinkable disaster happens, where like a lot of low probability events all happen in one day. That's really all I know about it. I know that from reviews that it discusses by erasure a lot, and that's really all I want to know about it, because Bury Your Gaze like really surprised me. So I kind of want to go into this blind. Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. This is a romance author that I've been wanting to try for a long time, and I've picked Sounds Like Love to read from her as my first book because it's the one that intrigues me the most, just because it's about music. She writes contemporary romance books, but always with like this small magical twist to them. This one is about two characters. I think they have like the same melody stuck in their heads. I don't know if they're both songwriters. Yeah, finish the song that's haunting them both. If there's a romance involving music, I always want to read it, and that's why I picked this one. I hope that I will love Ashley Poston, because I feel like a lot of readers who love her also love Emily Henry books, and Emily Henry is my favorite contemporary romance author. So I hope that this is a hit, and then I have a lot of books to read from her. Almost done with the books from my book besties. I only have a few of them left. Next one I have here is very exciting. It's The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. Alex E. Harrow is one of my favorite authors. I've read and loved the Once and Future Witches, the 10,000 Doors of January, and Starling House. Like, all of her books have been at least 4 stars. Like, she's an autobi author. I will read anything she publishes. I think this is more romantic than her other works. And I know that it's about a lady knight, I think, who gets like reborn every time. And that's kind of all I know about it. Like I said, she's one of my autobi authors. I don't really want to know a lot about it. I've heard great things about it. A lot of people have enjoyed it, and I hope I will love it as much as I have loved her previous books. Next book we have is a dystopian romance. It's Daggermouth by H.M. Wolf. I've read To Catch a Wild Bird last month. Yeah, last month in April. And that really got me back into my dystopian era, and especially dystopian romance. I love that we are getting a lot of adult dystopian romance now, that's becoming like its own subgenre. And this is one that I've heard a lot of great things about. A lot of people have been giving this one 5 stars, so it's one I want to try out. This is like the self-published or indie published. It's getting republished in June or July, and a week after my birthday, or not long after my birthday, you couldn't get this copy anymore. So I have one of the last indie copies of this book, which I think is awesome. Obviously, the second book won't get published in this edition, so I don't know what I will do with this one yet, if I will get the Thread Pub edition, if I like it or not. But this is, like I said, dystopian, and it's also like Enemies to Lovers. I think it's Marriage of Convenience. And it's, I think, a world that is ruled by a masked elite, I think. And that's really all I know about it. But I just want to read more adult dystopian romance, and this one has been getting a lot of buzz, so that's why it's on my TBR. So this is also indie published or self-published, I don't know. This is Desire for Dominance by Ellie Marr. This was on my wishlist because I heard the Book Refuge talk about another book by this author. It sounded interesting to me, but then I looked up the trigger warnings, found out like, okay, I can't read that book. But then I saw this one by the same author, and that I could read, because dark romance is like a subgenre where I always have to check the trigger warnings before I buy or read them. And this is BDSM romance, femdom. I don't know if she's inexperienced or he's inexperienced. I think she might be the one that's inexperienced, which kind of reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Love Unleashes. Probably this will be a different vibe, but I'm excited. Then I only have one book left from my book besties, and that's a coloring book, which is fun. I also put that on my wishlist because I love coloring books, and I have a few Jade Summer books that I really love, and when I saw that she was putting out a romantasy one, I just really wanted it. It looks so cute. I haven't actually used this one yet. Flip through it quickly, so I'll show you a few of the pages. I think they're very, very cute, and I think I will enjoy coloring these. Very cute. Those were all the books that my book besties sent me. I'm very grateful and lucky to have gotten so many books for my birthday. I actually can't believe it, how many books there are that I got, and I don't know how to fit them on my shelves yet. That's a problem to figure out after this video. I also said that I had a few books that I got from my husband. These are blind dates with a book. So he has done this before for Christmas. He got me a few blind dates with the books and I've read all of them now, so he decided to do it again for my birthday. Last time I guessed a few books correctly, and this time I have no idea what's in them, and I'm actually very excited about them. I plan on doing another reading vlog where I read a few of these. And yeah, so I've been waiting 2 months and I haven't unwrapped a single one yet. I will just show you like the words that are on them. I don't know which books they are. So we have a magical realism book that says female rage, motherhood, weird, transform, and bunny vibes. Bunny by Mona Awad is one of my favorite books. Love books with female rage. That was a big theme of my favorite books of 2025. So I have no idea what this one is. It's quite short, but it sounds right up my alley, and I'm very excited. Then we have one where he has put question marks for the genre, and then dystopian, dark academia, romance. That's already very intriguing, that combination. School setting, trials, queer, and coming of age. Not a lot of information to go on, so also no idea what this will be, but the fact that it's like this genre blend is already exciting to me. Then we have a romance book, and I feel like this is just all of my favorite romance tropes in one book. So we have Slow Burn, Friends to Lovers, Second Chance, also one of my faves, Flashbacks. I love when second chance romances have flashbacks, and flawed main characters. I don't know which romance this is, and I'm so intrigued. Like, this could be one of the first ones I open, I think. I really want to know what this book is. We have a horror book, and this is also dark academia, gothic, historical, queer love, and Frankenstein vibes. No idea also, but I love dark academia, and gothic. We'll see what that one is once I get to it. And then we have science fiction, speculative fiction, dystopian. And you know, I'm back in my dystopian era, so love that. Trees, eco-fiction, social commentary, sounds weird and I am here for it. I'm also here for that. And then he also said not Richard Powers, because yeah, it does sound like it would be something that Richard Powers would write. I have no idea what this could be. Again, that's a theme here. I have no idea what these books are, but also very intriguing, especially with the trees. I'm excited. And then the last one I have is a mystery thriller, and it's like by a forgotten female author, so it's a classic, but like not Agatha Christie or something like that. It's a detective story, and it says like not one of the famous ones. Gothic atmosphere, supernatural or not, and a school setting. Again, I have no idea. And I don't think I will guess this one because it says like forgotten female author, and I don't really know a lot about like classic mystery authors except like the big ones. So we'll see. That's my stack. I'm not going to try to hold it up. I tried for the thumbnail and I couldn't fit them all on my lap, so I'm not even going to try. Let me know if you have read any of these. I would be curious to know, or like which ones do I prioritize, because it adds a lot of books to my TBR. Do you have any ideas what's in the mystery books? And if you want to follow me on my next bookish adventure, make sure to subscribe. I will post reading vlogs for the blind dates with the book, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see what these books are. And then if you have made it to the end of this video but you don't know what to say, leave me, let's see, a dagger emoticon for dagger mouth. And I will see you in whatever comes next.